লাইভ আছি আমরা।
Okay, welcome back to this international conference. Sir is ready, I think. Professor Sandip Poddar sir. Professor Sandip Poddar sir. So it will be a great pleasure to all of us to listen your words. So before you move to the session, let's introduce yourself. So we have of the Lincoln University College, Malaysia. All of you know that Lincoln University College is one of the ranked university as per the QS ranking. So it is our privilege that the person like such institute and such positions is with us for offered his keynote address. He is initially native from India. He is actually completed his graduation and post graduation from different universities, mainly from the University of Calcutta and also Doyalbagh Institutes. And also he has done his PhD postdoctoral research work in many areas of biology, geology, and also higher education and policy-based research work. He has completed more than 100 research papers and having more than 10 patents with him. Sir is the national and international board members of many journals, international committees and conference committees. Sir has organized large number of international and national conference by different institutes, societies, scientific foundation and also on behalf of Lincoln University College. Sir is a live member and member of many societies like ISCA, ISNA, World Academy of Science and Mental Health Innovation Network and so on. Sir is also secretary of different scientific societies like Dr. Taraknath Poddar Memorial Foundation and also other institutes. So it is our pleasure that Sir is with us to share his view on one of the emerging topic of ICT, that is digital education. All of we are now in digital education due to current pandemic. So this digital education was previously also there, but recently all of we are using the digital education. So digital education giving us lot of opportunity, lot of benefits, but there are a lot of obstacle and issues also in digital education or online education or e-learning, whatever you say. So Sir will deliver among this emerging topic, one of the emerging topic of ICT, that is digital education, its issues, opportunities and challenges. So over to respected Professor Sandeep Poddar Sir, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Lincoln University College, Malaysia. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pal.
Sir, you're okay. Now it is okay.
Okay. And thank you, Dr. Pal, for inviting me in this conference, 2 days conference. I first want to show my gratitude to Professor Dr. Aikal, Vice Chancellor of Srinivas University, and also to Professor Damodar, Vice Chancellor of Sri Chaitanya University, and Dr. Krishna Prasad, co-convener, for inviting me in this gathering. And I want to share my screen now. Is it okay?
It is sir coming. It is coming. It will come. Please wait. Yes, sir. Now it is visible. Now it is visible, sir.
Okay, sir. So today we are here on this 2 days international conference, and I am the first keynote speaker here today on ICT, cyber security and forensics organized by Srinivas University, Bangalore. And many participants has been joined, and we will discuss another sessions on digital, cyber security, etc. in future sessions. My topic is digital education, contemporary scenario and opportunities and issues. As Dr. Pal told that yes, digital education was there, but now we are more focusing on this digital education due to this pandemic era. Now, I will highlight some points what we are facing challenges due to this digital education, and there are different aspects of it. We cannot discuss within a short period of 30 minutes or 1 hour. It is a very vast area. On this, we can discuss long and long. So, I'm just discussing some points which you can move forward on these aspects in future. So, what is the virtual education and communication? What is communication actually? The essence of communication is to transfer the thought, feeling, idea and opinions from one person to other. So on this, supposing this conference, I am expressing and transferring my view, what I want to share with all the participants and the learned audience. And here I should means I am giving my opinions and my thoughts. So this is main part of communication. And there are three forms. All of us know there is one is verbal communication, that we are talking, non-verbal like we are using this PPT show, etc. And of course we can use body language, etc. And written format of communication. I can write a letter and you read, or I can write a book, we can read. So there is different types of communication to express and to share our thoughts. So people engage in conversation, up to 93% of the information is perceived through the non-verbal clues, like the facial expression, gesture, body language, tone of the speaking, like that. And only 7% is message is conveyed by verbal aspect. So if a teacher or a person is showing his eye bigger, already we know that this person is want to some means in angry mode or something. So nothing to tell. We already understand what he or she want to tell. But in this online mode, we missing these aspects. As Dr. Pal told that we are using this online platform from several years, and we have used the learning LMS software, means learning management tools. E-books are there. We are doing online materials, course designing, teaching, classroom interaction, and also personal learning through mobile, etc. And of course, of group discussion also now online mode. So all this is interlinked and interrelated when we are talking about the online transformation, digital transformation. Previously, when child and kids want to see mobile, we used to tell no. But now we have to allow. And you can see the cartoon that already the child is telling that I can complete my college education by sitting in front of computer. In our childhood, there is no television up to I think 1984. The first black and white TV come in Kolkata. In several houses only they have black and white TV in 1984. And now we cannot imagine that 1984 situation. We have to use antenna. We don't have cable, etc. But nowadays, the young generation never experienced that one. So they already know that yes, the phone should be there and that phone should have all the internet facility, everything. So there is a transformation of digital education and we have to acquire it and we have to take it. There is no, no other way to escape. But what is going to happen? Suppose this conference is physical mode. Then I can interact with all the participants. I can see all the participants by face to face. All participants' expression, all participants, if anybody want to talk, immediately can respond by raising hand. Here also can, but maybe some platform like this platform, I cannot see the participant. So many participants, almost all the softwares is not multi-channel, it is mono-channel. Because if it is multi-channel, then we cannot listen to each other. It will be messy and somebody talking in between. If some two person also talk, it cannot be listened. So very difficult to make multi-channel mode of communication in this type of online, online delivery. But face to face, we can do this multi-channel conversation and we can literally talk with each other in every aspect. So main difference is multi-channel and mono-channel, and this is important that the traditional classroom, as I told, the teachers can see the students' expression visibly, but online class it is we cannot know. So all the students and researchers should have the responsibility to keep their teachers in the loop. That what I am thinking, that when suppose in class, usually in our school days, the teacher used to tell, you ask question if you don't understand anything. But many students keep silent because we think that, okay, if I ask question, maybe it is a very silly question. So we feel shy and we don't ask the question. But our teachers tell always that ask question like that. So in this virtual class, it is most important to ask the question. If anybody cannot understand, the students should ask. And teacher also should have the responsibility to tell the students to ask question. And individually, he has to knock every student in this virtual platform. That is very difficult. Suppose I am giving lecture for 30 minutes or 1 hour, or 1 hour class I am taking. So how, if there is 60 students, if I knock, it's already over. So 60 minutes gone for 60 students. So that is not possible for the teacher to knock every student in his class. So it is the student's responsibility, and the teachers should inform the student. We should inform the student that if you have any question, must ask. You can contact with me by other way, like using other softwares or other other media, and you can must ask. So if the students have any question, ask immediately or communicate as much as you can possibly in this limited time of period in 60 minutes or 40 minutes like classroom. Now, another challenge is when we are conducting any talk, like suppose I take this from the website, means web, you can see one person just started the meeting. We are meeting to talk about call. After that, he hand. So another person asking, what is call? So another person telling, it looks like his screen is frozen. Then should we wait or not? Then let's wait. Another student telling, another one telling, I was mute, I agree. So he not listen anything. Another, sorry, I am late. Did I miss anything? So next, already the connection is back. He is talking about collaboration. So in this collaboration word, what collaboration we can get? One person cannot listen, one person thinking about what is called, another person thinks that it is frozen, another person thinks let's wait, another person thought that he missed his part, another person thought that okay, I missed, no problem, I can convey that I have done and I agree. I have understood and I agree. But it is not that true that everybody is already know what he is going to tell. So nobody know what his sentence. So that is the main challenge, and all the performer in online mode, like the teacher or the students, should jointly, hand by hand together, they must know that collaboration, not separate word. Now there are 7 C's of effective communication. It is not new, it was there, but I am just again telling. For it is before the online education, the communication has 7 C for online courses. For first is clarity, that clarity should be there, what I am going to present. Completeness of the idea we should have, what we have to present. Then the short and sweet phrase should be used, like we cannot elaborate long terms. We should have a short and sweet terms that so that all the students understand what we are talking. Concreteness, same as you can see that previously, concreteness and summary should be concrete, and courtesy, we should have courtesy to the speaker, to the student, if they have some challenges in what we call internet, in other forms in their what is the microphone or in camera, anything. So we should be have merciful, not that okay he cannot teach like that, not that type of attitude we should not have. Consideration, we should have considerate and correctness of the message what we are giving. So the new medium has created new possibilities of interaction. Is information is gathered and disseminated very easily. Suppose I am sitting in Malaysia, you are sitting in, somebody sitting in Andhra Pradesh, somebody sitting in West Bengal, so in Raiganj. So there is a dissemination of knowledge from very far, very fast. It is not possible without spending the air ticket and without spending the hotel. I can go stay there, then only time 2 days to journey, then stay and come back. It is already 5 days, 6 days program and many lots of effort, money, time person can deliver a lecture. So we have a dissemination of knowledge in every aspect. It is the gift of the online education, and we can share the knowledge literally with the learned persons all over the world to participate and contribute to their surrounding. So as soon as you come to know this conference, many aspects will be discussed, and so you can contribute to in your society. So in this conference, if I tell you must follow the 3W: wear mask, wash your hand, and out of COVID. Knowledge after this type of event. Now, the main focus is the connection between the teacher and student, skill of the teacher to detect the student's level. As I told that virtually it is very difficult to measure the student level, and the cause of low student motivation, the key step and method of overcoming the demotivation. So we have to think different way how we can motivate the student, and for this we cannot get we cannot get direct feedback. So maybe don't understand, or the teacher saying, or the confused, or maybe they think it is too easy, so they are bored, or they lost in other work during the lecture, anything, or they may usually also they can lost the internet connection. So whatever the reason, the teacher talk more to feel the silence class, become less and less learners. It is not interesting and it is not relevant to us, so we are giving our mind to go outside. We are easily distracted teaching in mathematical formula in the blackboard. That time blackboard, no whiteboard. Blackboard is a chalk, and I am looking outside to the tree about the bird, how he is taking the fruit of the tree. So mind is the fastest thing in the earth. So in the sitting in classroom, I can travel in moon, I can travel in star. So a teacher feeling is very difficult to concentrate, take the concentration of the class in this virtual mode. So how we can overcome? By maximizing interaction, set polls and quiz questions in between, use the chat box for interaction immediately, write on board, use the record function, and we can record and create the information gap. So our learner is a valuable resource, and plan our interaction pattern. We have to be very careful. So what are the difficulties we might face? We have to plan, think, and accordingly we have to create an interactive classroom. So since it is our top priority, what do we mean by digital transformation? So I have one person replying Zoom meeting, using Slack, another person don't forget Agile, so cloud, making TikTok video. So then the person telling maybe we should start with what is doesn't mean by digital transformation. So anything can be done by digitally, but there is something we cannot do digitally. we can discuss this in later because I think my time is limited. Sir, I can take 5 minutes more. Dr. Pal sir, I can take 5 minutes more.
Yes, yes, you can take. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So, disability is another most obstructing things, and all of us is disabled. We don't think that only disabilities, only diseases, all these are disabilities. And these multi-dimensional experience of means the person has been involved is a disability. A person is disabled when he is thinking that I have an economical problem. He is disabled to concentrate in the class. He is mentally cannot concentrate because he is thinking that I have economical problem. I have a family member with what you call hospitalized. So I am thinking about him. I cannot concentrate on my study. So there is a disability occurs. These all is disability. And of course, there are physical disability like upper limb, lower limb, manual dexterity, disability of coordination, and etc. Mobility disability, spinal cord, and etc. So hearing disability. Then, but there are some software. Just I am giving example that deaf people they have sign language, and we know that in India television there is a news also come up with sign language after every news channel in the TT National. So there are sign language. We tell it is real language. All animals use sign language. So it is transformed into digital speech in some softwares. Maybe Dr. Pal and other persons who are in IT field, they know better than me in this aspect. So in 2018, this news come in newspaper. You can see a new app for deaf translate sign language into speech in real time. In Malaysia also I have seen one person booking Grab, a blind person booking Grab by using mobile. I was thinking that what he is doing with his mobile. But after 2 minutes, I see a car come in front of him and he go into his car and just go out. So there is digitally how it is served, how digital implemented, we cannot imagine. So there are many things are there, vision disability also there. So there are many apps already designed and in market. There are many, just there is certain list I have shown. So there are cognitive and learning disability, and this we have to think, and accordingly we have to motivate in means these are barriers in the class in digital transformation. So for speech disorder we have 5,000 apps, but which app can be more actively used, can be used, that we have to think. Like this conference, we are using Google Meet, and after starting, there are many persons cannot accommodate. So Dr. Pal have to open YouTube and digital disseminate the information. So the barrier is the bandwidth and etc. So we have some limitation. Everything cannot be possible by immediately. So we have to give a break and we have to accommodate the changes. So if these are all apps, hardware and etc., we can see, and whoever interested, they can directly go for specific disorder and check with the internet and other sources which software is more suitable. It is not that every software is for everyone. So there is some cognitive disability, like when we reading, one person may read to be, top or not, but it may be to be or not to be, but he cannot read that. So this is the challenges we have to think during digital education. There are also psychological disorders. We will discuss in other day. But we miss this group activity in our digital way. In school, colleges, we have sports every year. We have playground. We play after the class every day before leaving the school. That is not available in our digital education system. It is the major drawback. Also in India, we have midday meal program. The people is losing that midday meal program. And of course, they don't have the mobile to use the digital education in their economical condition, in the rural area, in the rural India. They come to school for midday meal only. They not come for, and we are educating, the government is trying to educate by giving the midday meal program. For that, it is launched. But it also hampered by digital education during this pandemic era. So there are many different aspects of homeschooling, self-learning, etc. But it is not for all. When we are here, all of us have the internet support. But many persons we have to think who cannot accommodate, means cannot afford to have this internet facility in their home. So there are different data in globally available, how every country is facing this challenge, not only in India, Indonesia, Malaysia, everywhere have. Here also government school cannot conduct fully online classes. Very difficult because the students don't have the internet facility and computers in their houses. In rural area, of course, in government schools. So assistive technology tools are there, but again I'm telling it is depend upon the financial condition of every country. It is not possible. In every country is facing the same challenge. So all 5 fingers of a hand is not equal. Every student have different types of conception, intellect, IQ, and the taking power of what we are teaching in the class. So we have to think about every student different. Not all is same. Okay, so with this, I can tell that we learn from our family. Every animal have the same instinct. So charity begins at home. So we are learning process in school, college. We learn the behavior, how to interact with people socially. It is not that education is degree and keep in pocket. So digital education, we think, why? Because we are no longer able to change the situation. We are challenged to change ourselves. It is taught by Professor Viktor Frankl. During World War II, he was imprisoned and every people was dying in front of him. He wrote the book Logotherapy, Man's Search for Living. You can read it. And he told, when we are no longer able to change the situation, we cannot change the pandemic immediately. So we are challenged to change ourselves. We have to take the online mode. Even it is not affordable, we have to think how we can make it affordable. Maybe 10, 20 students we have to join in village. So make a projector or something like that. We have to think. Like government is giving tab free. But how the tab to be used in internet, etc., power, electricity, everything have or not. Many things are there, challenges. So we have to think about that, of course, but finally we have to change ourselves. We cannot stay, okay, no wait for the COVID go and I go to school. Not like that. We have to change ourselves for this digital transformation. Thank you once again. As Dr. Pal told, I am from Lincoln University College. This consecutively 4 years, 5-star ranked university in Malaysian Education Ministry. Times higher ranking, it is the 35th position in quality education development, and also QS World Rank and other multi-rank. We have the the position. And again, I am thanking Srinivas University Vice Chancellor Professor Aital and other senior members of this gathering, all these eminent what you call participant.
So thank you, sir. Our co-convener, Madam Netravati, Madam, she will give you the vote of thanks. Madam, is present over here?
Yes, sir.
Madam,
Thank
please
you,
ask
sir.
if some question is there from audience. You should ask. So from the audience, if any questions, then let me know if any questions. Okay.
I can give my email address and here in the chat box. Anybody has question can write to me later on also. No problem.
Sir, I have one question from you. I have one question. So, we have seen that recently there are many universities are offering online and digital education from the industrial courses also, means industry oriented applied courses. So in digital education, digital system, is it possible to offer this engineering program, applied program, these are also possible. So what is the scenario of Malaysia or your university? Is it only campus based or online education is also offered in different degrees?
No. All is can be digital. As I told that we have to change our thinking. So suppose previously in our bachelor level, in school level, we used to cut toad. And when bachelor level, we used to cut scoliodon, means shark. We used to cut calotes. We used to cut pigeon. But now we have changed. We don't use to cut any pigeon, any toad, or any what you call animals in the classroom. We have changed the attitude. We shift from the cutting of calories to other material. So like that, suppose before AIDS come, HIV, we used to do the blood testing in the classroom. Normally, in class 10, class 12, we used to do. But now the practical situation has been changed. We cannot afford to have AIDS, HIV in classroom. So we tell no, we cannot conduct this in classroom. So we change the practical. Like that, there are many practicals will be changed, and also simulation lab is there, simulation website also there by government. In simulation practicals are there. But of course, you cannot think that all thing is equal. A medical doctor or nurse or engineer when constructing a bridge, by sitting room he can construct a bridge. One professor told me that I am a very good engineer. I can construct a boat, but I cannot drive the boat. Because driving boat is different and construct boat is different. So who is in front, he is facing the music. So he know how to tackle that instrument or that car. I can construct a car in physically, but car can run or not, that I cannot know. It depends upon the brake or accelerator who is pressing. So it is, of course, there are some practical components, and that we have to measure carefully and have to apply. Otherwise, it is not possible. But most of the classes can be conducted, have to conduct it digitally.
Okay. So before vote of thanks, I have one request to you on behalf of the Srinivas University and also Raiganj University. Since I am also associated with Logas University, USA and Crown University, if any kind of collaboration is possible from your institute, since it is a very reputed institute and you have done your research collaboration and throughout world. So with the permission of the General Chair and Honorable Vice Chancellor, I am approaching you. If it is possible, then please let me know. It will be great to collaborate by this University, because I am the Chief Advisor of Innovative Program and Research Planning there also. It's in Raiganj State University also. So General Chair Sir P.S. Aithal is also present over here. So
certainly, say we are interested in international collaboration, and knowledge should be out of, that should not be any constraint for developing new knowledge, like country boundary, etc. So we shall have some collaboration in future days between multi-institutions as well as multi-countries, so that we can contribute effectively to this developing knowledge and ideas. Thank you, sir. Thank you. From Srinivas University.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This team for showing the certificate. Over to Madam.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I, Dr. Netravati PS, Professor of CCIS, take this opportunity to thank Professor Sandeep Poddar, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Lincoln University College, Malaysia, for giving keynote address on the topic Digital Education, Contemporary Scenario, Opportunities and Issues. You mastered the hour, sir, and given the in-depth of ICT, 7 C's of the effective communication, speech disorders, drawbacks of digital education, how to change ourselves in digital era. So you have impressed and inspired the audience. On behalf of authorities of Srinivas University, we hope the conference will be a start for our productive long-term collaboration. Thank you once again.
Thank you, madam.
DSS
Thank you,
team
sir.
kindly offer the token of appreciation to Professor Sandeep Poddar, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Lincoln University College, Malaysia. DSS kindly offer the token of appreciation to Professor Sandeep Poddar, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And I wish everybody should stay safe, be careful, take care of yourself. Thank you again.
So thank you, sir. Now over to Krishna Prasad, sir, our convener of this international conference, for further move of this conference.
Okay, thank you, PK Paul, sir. Now, next invited speaker is Professor Mohammad Zahiruddin Arif. I will give a small introduction about sir. Professor Mohammad Zahiruddin Arif, Faculty of Business Studies, Jagannath University, Bangladesh. Professor Mohammad Zahiruddin Arif has a long working experience as an academician, researcher, PhD and MPhil MS thesis supervisor and external expert examiner, member of the trustee board, academic council and board of advanced studies and research, distinguished visiting professor, an editor, associate editor, advisory and editorial board member and reviewer of reputed international peer-reviewed journals like IGI Global, Springer, Nature, Emerald Publishing, Inder Science Publishers. He is a professor and performed his administrative duties as a chairman and PMBA program director at the Department of Marketing, Faculty of Business Studies, Jagannath University, Dhaka, Bangladesh. His area of research and consultancy interests are marketing, management, HRM, stock and bond market development. He has 37 research papers published in reputed journals and presented 20 research papers in international conferences all over the world. He is an editor, associate editor, advisory and editorial board members and reviewer of around 30 reputed journals, chaired conference sessions, participated in around 95 seminars, webinars and training courses, and also a member of around 30 institutions and associations worldwide. He is the co-founder and president of Bangladesh Renaissance Foundation, member, research committee, marketing, HRM and cross-cultural and international management groups, Euro Medical Research Business Institute, and many more. He has a vast experience in management field and he has a lot of achievement. So I have read only the few achievement and over to Over to the Professor Mohammed or Arif Zahiruddin Arif, sir. Over to you, sir. I welcome you on behalf of management and advisory team members and international conference team members. Over to Professor Mohammed Zahiruddin Arif, sir.
Audible to you, sir?
Yeah.
Are you listening me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Dr. Krishna Prasad. I'd like to share my PPT. Is it possible? Please help me.
Yeah, down here there is one present now button. In your Google Meet, down
Window.
you can see it. Yeah, present now with an arrow mark.
Then window.
In the
Yes.
left, in the right of the screen, there is a present now option.
Right bottom.
Present now, then window.
Yeah, yeah. Entire window you have to present.
Then entire window in top.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Then you have to allow, sir. Allow the entire window.
Right.
Yes, it is coming, sir. It is coming.
Coming.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You can go to presentation mode. Presentation mode.
It is not in showing. How it can be shown?
It is showing.
No, it's not in presentation mode. You go down and click one presentation mode button there. Now you can see all your slides.
I have opened my slide, PPT.
Okay, you do slideshow, sir.
Yes.
Top you have home, insert, design, animation. Next to that, slideshow. Slideshow menu. Top. If you can't see the down bottom button.
And try again. I will select only PPT, okay?
Okay.
Please allow. Please press allow button.
Yes, now it is visible. If you can't go for slideshow,
you can continue.
Is it visible from your side?
Yes, yes.
Is it visible?
Sir, it is visible, sir. Kindly press F5 function key, sir. F5 function key of your keyboard.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, you can go ahead, sir. If you have a problem, we can.
Right. Thank you all. From my side, it is now okay. It is visible to me also.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Oh, it is visible. Okay.
If you free, then you could also go for this.
I'll not show you. I'll not see you. I will not see you. Thank you all. Dear program chair, convener, co-convener, distinguished guest, keynote speaker, dear participants of this international conference on ICT, cybersecurity and forensic 2021, organized by Srinivas University, Data Space Security, and Crown University International Charter Incorporated. This is the time and need-based focused on the ICT, cybersecurity and forensic. And in this regard, I'd like to talk on managing cybersecurity during COVID-19 pandemic crisis situation. You know that for the last more than 1 year, we are suffering all over the world, people, due to the severe different kinds of varieties of COVID pandemic virus attack, and it creates the death and infections, and it
suffered our body and mind, and also our working and economic activities. As a result, the people who are working in organizations, education organizations, health sector, and many other development, non-development, commercial sectors, most of them are working from home, and not only the working from home, but also staying from any corner of their suitable places. So there is a opportunity has been occurred due to the internet support and digital era. The people are working, unfortunately or fortunately, from outside their office, and as a result, cyber or internet security is a great challenge for all of us. From consumer to marketer, and also the business leaders are facing this challenge of managing the cyber security. So this is Muhammad Zahiruddin Arif. I'm working as a professor of the Department of Marketing, Faculty of Business Studies, Jagannath University, Bangladesh, and also attached with the Crown University International as a trustee board member and country representative of Bangladesh, and the editorial board member of the Srinivas University Journal. Now, I would like to focus on this figure that the use of ICT working from home during COVID-19 pandemic is a situation people are living in different places in their territory all over the world, in home or any other places where they feel suitable. And the people are connected through the internet device, mobile device, smartphone, and also the laptop, computer. The devices are connected with the internet, and people are communicating with each other. On the other hand, the social media platform like LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, and many Instagram and Facebook, where the platform, the people are working, communicate with each other. Cyber security in a time of COVID-19 pandemic, you know that. Just a second. Okay. Our world is facing the coronavirus pandemic, you know, and we know. During this time of crisis, how should we manage cyber security and our remote workforce? We need to develop and implement ideas for dealing with the ongoing cyber security challenges during this COVID-19 pandemic. So in case of cyber security, there is a matter of identifying the issues of cyber threats and related to the issues of cyber risk management. You may know that cyber threats take many forms. Not only the virus, such as social engineering, malware, phishing, spear phishing, man-in-the-middle, MITM attack, trojans, ransomware, denial of service attack, and distributed denial of service attack, DDoS attacks, attacks of IoT Internet of Technology devices, third-party software, cloud computing vulnerabilities, etc. Recent technologies advancements have opened up new possibilities for cyber security, but unfortunately, adversaries have benefited from these advances as well. Cyber risk is now business leaders' #1 nightmare during this pandemic. Not only the health issues, but also their organizational security and support system in the device they are using for their official purpose. And in case of office and organizations, when people were working, most of the people were outside the office due to the lockdown and other physical distance and maintaining the quarantine system. They are out of the support system of program analysts and many other people who are providing the services in the organizations. In case of home office or home service, the official employees are facing some need-based support and time-based support from this specialist from the IT division. So cyber risk is now business leaders' number one nightmare as more and more organizations face the harsh reality that the technology will fail and get attacked by hackers. That means hackers are also, they are very much aware how can attack the people, because most of the people all over the world, 60 to 70% people, they're connecting with the internet world. So risk management is the identification, evaluation, and mitigation of risks, cyber risks. Without proper risk management, businesses face, and also the non-businesses firms, face potentially grave financial, operational, reputational, and legal consequences. Therefore, business leaders need to understand cybersecurity as an enterprise-wide risk management issue, not just an IT issue. Many organizations base their cyber risk management on a National Institute of Standard and Technology model called the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. Cybersecurity for protecting cyber risk. Cybersecurity or information technology security refers to a set of techniques, processes, and practices used to protect the integrity of networks, devices, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access in our digital way of life. Business leaders, entrepreneurs, marketers, production house, and corporate world must design a security strategy to secure their organization. The best system is one that can provide consistent prevention-based protection for endpoints, data centers, networks, cloud environment, and more. Cybersecurity during COVID-19 pandemic. So how can it be done? We are living in a time of great upheaval. Countries across the world are facing a pandemic. We all have a lot to be worried, feared about for our workers, our employees, our decision makers in the management level, business operations, financial impact, and the health and safety of ourselves and also our beloved family members, relatives, neighbors, everybody. With organizations waking up to a changing economic outlook, perhaps cybersecurity is not top of mind, but it should be a top priority in this so-called new normal phenomena. I think it is not a new normal, it is a new abnormal phenomena in our real life. Cybersecurity is the foundation upon which so many digital services are delivered and how we connect and communicate. Now, we can consider the discussion on the issue of the working from home or staying from anywhere, working from anywhere during COVID-19 pandemic as an access of or gaining accurate information, correct information, right information without any fallacy, without any rumor or so-called humor. So working from home is not only here to stay, but is first becoming work from anywhere. We have to be vigilant, for example, in mitigation new threats that are emerging as a result of the situation. We have to ensure that people can access accurate and potentially life-saving information as they are asked to stay home due to the virus and also the panic situation. we have to keep businesses and non-business running as workers and employees are remote. The idea that we could encounter a major cybersecurity challenge to our health systems or other vital infrastructures on top of the pandemic is probably more than we want to comprehend or understand. Business leaders and government leaders, decision makers of country have a responsibility to be aware of all potential possibilities and err on the side of caution. As a result, all over the world, people, especially from developing the developed countries, they are also taking different mitigation strategy for their country's people, business houses, and for cyber security potentially. Now, protecting a rapid scaling remote workforce. It is also a great challenge. A top challenge for business is managing a remote workforce. It was comparatively easy to control or manage the people within the workforce through the monitoring system. But when the people working in the house or home or any other place outside the organization, there is a great challenge to managing them. So you may have proper tools and protection in place. Since remote work is not a new concept, but how do we scale or you scale? Scale, even organizations that have the ability to support remote workers are struggling to increase scale and move quickly with agility. Complicating the matter is the disruption the coronavirus pandemic is causing to our supply chain. It has already become difficult to ensure the speedy delivery of goods and materials where they are needed. We are somehow shop to the online or digital marketing places through website order, online or apps-based order, and we are paying our payment through the different gateways. And in this way, we are connecting as a consumer to our marketers and producing business houses. The situation is likely to get worse as more people work from home and more elements of the supply chain begin shutting down. You know that not only the panic, also psychosomatic rupture is already happening among the employees and family members' mind, working from or working from anywhere due to the not having the proper working environment, facilities, and there is a question of sustainability in this regard. And there is leveraging and accessing services from the cloud. Cloud is somehow an option for many organizations or few organizations, but in this case, cloud can be a first thinking, and later in near future, even we think after a few years when the COVID will be overcome, we feel that the clouding will be the obligatory system for every organizations, especially for mid and large organizations. So leveraging and accessing services from the cloud is one way to think about scaling and protecting remote workers. This applies to cybersecurity since more solutions are in the cloud than ever before. It can also apply to other areas of the business where software as a service may be a more viable distribution model than physical products. The key is to take proper steps to not only leverage cloud security solutions, but to also ensure our organization is not increasing cybersecurity risk by expanding its use of cloud services. Now we can stay connected to one another virtually, even when we are not together physically. It is impossible to overstate just how valuable these connections are. We must do everything possible everything possible to ensure these connections are available, trustworthy, and safe. And this is also a great challenge for all of us in this falling digital era. Now, back to basic cybersecurity hygiene for sustainability. Cybersecurity hygiene norms and values should be maintained by the users, organizations, business leaders, employees, workers for our sustainability of organizations, sustainability of work, sustainability of the system. So with exponentially more people working remotely and with the likely increase in the use of cloud-based services, more than ever, we have to stress the importance of employing good cyber hygiene and discipline. Following the best practices in what to do and what not to do, what should be done and what should not be done. This applies to our workers, employees, partners, cybersecurity leaders, IT experts, must be in constant communications with our workers and ecosystems. They have to educate, give training everyone, and make practice what they preach, what they tell, what they say to us. Remember, we can remember that many people are working remotely now who have never worked remotely before. That means most of the people are not habituated to work remotely outside the organizations. They may not be aware of the things they are doing that can inadvertently create unnecessary risks. Among the basics that must be communicated, so few basics can be mentioned here. When working remotely, keep business and personal accounts separate. This is the prescription advice. The bleed over risk from personal to business can be detrimental to a company or government organization. Number two, use best practices in basic hygiene, such as using strong passwords and changing them routinely, and using multi-factor authentication, identify management, and device security settings. Number three, make sure users know what to do. If a device is lost, stolen, or compromised, make sure IT and security teams have the proper tools for monitoring and visibility across cloud environments. Number four, apply the same principles in the cloud as you would on premises, including decisions about what is the most important to protect, prioritizing resources, and having the ability to see and stop threats that pose the greatest risk to your core mission. Most of all, we can try to keep things as simple as possible in an environment of uncertainty, really uncertainty. Now, the issue of agility. Business continuity requires agility to move quickly, to go ahead moving quickly, easily, frequently, and friendly. Many organizations are trying to adapt to the unprecedented disruptions, obstacles. They have to be flexible. In military terms, we would be looking at the difference between a rapid and a movement to contact operation. You can also follow the phenomenology and rules developed as a strategist by Sun Tzu in his book out of where. With a RAID, you have a great deal of certainty, detailed intelligence on the threat, an organized and synchronized plan, and everything built around clockwork precision. Movement to contact is exactly the opposite. We are dealing with uncertainty, and we don't know precisely what the threat is and how it will be reacted. You don't commit, or we don't commit the entire organizations upfront. We hold a lead in reverse. We may start with a small reconnaissance force, relying on clear communication to gain the intelligence to decide what to do the next. We need to have flexibility and resources in reserve to deal with the unknown malware, unknown phishing, and everything. There's the situation we find ourselves in with the pandemic and cybersecurity threats. We have to have constant communications around what is going on, how we were adapting and educating all of our people about security in this new environment. So keeping this simple, they have to backup and contingencies and be ready to change priorities based on the necessities. In the past, we may have thought about critical infrastructure in terms of energy grids, water supplies, air control, military intelligence, and other matters of clear and urgent national security. In a pandemic, however, we have to be flexible. At what point do we consider groceries a priority over other, more traditional, critical infrastructure or services? What about transportation services that get needed equipment and supplies to hospitals, oxygens, oximeter, and any other hospital equipment for our patients? No one knows how long this coronavirus pandemic will last. Nobody knows in the world. Sometimes we are observing, we are listening the words of Bill Gates, the IT expert, the Microsoft, but he also does not know. No president of the world does not know. No IT expert does not know. No health scientist do not know. So does not know. So no one knows how long this coronavirus pandemic will last. Even if it is developed or created from any laboratory in China or any other country as a weapon, as a part of the inhuman war, they also do not know when the pandemic will be last. We have to ensure that our healthcare, supply chains, military operations, and other vital systems are secure. For leaders in business and government, we must make sure cybersecurity remains a priority and take the proper steps to mitigate potential risk. Now, 4 key lessons learned during COVID-19 pandemic based on the findings of different researchers, academicians, and 4 key lessons that business leaders should understand as they plot their upcoming cybersecurity strategies. Not only the business leaders, non-business leaders, government leaders, country leaders, IT leaders, cybersecurity leaders, organizations and firms, they should consider these lessons. These lessons are: work no longer is the sole or even principal domain of the business office. The move to cloud services is no longer a trend but a necessity. Good cybersecurity practices and policies of the past are no guarantee of future success. Intelligence gathering is not enough. But what should be the next for business leaders? cybersecurity in a post-COVID era, that we don't know when the post-COVID era will be happen. But we can observe that few researcher academicians, they are also working on the research based on the focusing the post-COVID era. And this is a fallacy. This is a game in the name of research unethically and in biased way, because we are in the period of or during the period of COVID-19 pandemic, and after finishing or completing this era, then the post-COVID pandemic will be happen. But we can consider the business leader should aim for the following specific, modernized, context-aware cybersecurity strategy as a precaution. Number one, this will not continue after few years. But what will be happen? It will be happen dramatically more into work from anywhere. Number two, event and incident monitoring will need to become more systematic, more detailed, and more intelligent in organizations. Number three, considerations. No organization will have the luxury of putting off a cloud-centric cybersecurity strategy. That means from cloud-first strategy, moving to a cloud-only strategy in a post-COVID era. Number four, this is the prediction, okay? Based on the last 1 year observation, the prediction, trend analysis, okay? So number four, automation must become a core principle of cybersecurity defense. So automation is necessary. Automation is necessary. It is investment. It is not expenditure. Most of the third world country is including Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and any other Middle East and African countries. They are focusing on the digital era, digital marketing, as a name of digital country, digital Bangladesh, digital India. But high-speed internet connectivity, automation, is importantly necessary for our political leaders, a strongly committed decision adopting and the imposing on the corporate houses, those who are providing the support system and also the supply of internet connectivity and speed for our consumers and business houses. But these corporate houses, service providers of internet connectivity with low speed, committing crime, unethical practices in the name of profit maximization. Not only in Bangladesh, many countries, they are doing this kind of cheating practices. As a result, the corporate houses, business leaders, government, consumers, citizens, they are facing a lot of greater problem. Now I would like to conclude my talk on few points. As countries across the world are facing a pandemic, cybersecurity should remain a top priority. Cybersecurity is the foundation upon which so many digital services are delivered and how we connect and communicate. I have remarked on this 2 point, apply, multi-factor authentication. Though it is not always a positive mindset for our users, but we'll have to apply the multi-factor authentication, especially in case of many consumer, single consumer, like social media user, a smartphone user, apply multi-factor authentication by using the alphanumeric password and also the phone number, figure configuration in any other ways, face configuration in any other ways. Use a strong password with alphanumeric combination in accounts and devices. So it may help to improve our cybersecurity in individual cases also. Organizations must develop a comprehensive strategy for cloud cybersecurity, among other changes. Organizations must secure a rapidly scaling remote workforce, and ensure best practices in cyber hygiene. As a result, cyber crime can be minimized, can be protected by different scammers all over the world, and the people are suffering from different kinds of threat, fraud, of money scamming all over the world. Thank you so much for your nice patience listening on me, my words. Please stay safe and stay fine compulsorily during worldwide continuous COVID-19 pandemic situation, following health hygiene rules, maintaining physical distance, wearing face masks, and washing hands with soaps and sanitizations. Have a nice day and moments with sound health. Thank you all, my dear participant. Thank you, organizer, to give me the opportunity to give my few talk on cybersecurity issues, how we can manage in organizations and also in our consumer and individual perspective in this pandemic era that we are facing in a challenging way. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Pal.
This is one of the wealthy lecture in this conference series. In this conference, one question from Professor Parvez. He is asking that how cyber security expert keep social media user safe. Means is it possible to keep safety from social media? Cyber security experts can maintain their safeguard.
Thank you. I have already mentioned in my discussion talk how can cyber security leaders, experts, IT experts can control this issue. But problem is that Facebook is a different form of worldwide only platform with huge number of consumers, and when they are able to control on it, only that is possible. On the other hand, only government organizations and the government of any country, they can control it only. Individual cybersecurity experts, they not only control it, but in case of any lab, in case of students or any other way, the supply or the showing of Facebook or any other porn site. Unfortunately, I am telling you that there are a lot of scamming, there are a lot of sexual harassments are occurred, especially in South Asia and Africa countries and many other developed countries through the social media. It is a great problem for our female, for our males, and many distinguished people all over the world. I got 2 or 3 emails regularly from the scammers, from the hackers, they make their trap to tap this issue. So cybersecurity experts individually cannot do all the things, but in collectively, unitedly, I think, and other cybersecurity experts like Dr. Pal can also give this additional information, because I have some sort of limitation also. I am a business graduate and not all in the cybersecurity expert like the IT programmer. So what I have learned, what I have read from the different sources, I have told on this as per my observation and identification.
Thank you, sir. The same question is also from Borun Maiti. He is also saying in this pandemic, many organizations are not authenticate. They are trying to income and they are trying to get the wealth by misguiding others. So this is the question. This is the one feedback from Borun Maiti. He is from the Department of CIS, Raiganj University also. And
I would like to add one point, Dr. Pal, Ftk Pal.
Yes, sir.
In health sector, in Bangladesh and India, I have found that there are a lot of different misguidance through the online newspaper, so-called online newspaper, online portal, the WHO guideline and government guidelines. They are misguiding through the different name of so-called doctor and physicians in online. No certification, we don't know especially, but we are in the trap. And also the frontline newspapers, online newspapers, and also the different pages and groups. The people are sharing We are sharing and we are misguiding each other. As a result, no medicine, especially for cure, it can mitigate our lungs, it can protect our develop our immune system through the medicine, doctor support, the oxygen, other thing. So in health sector, in coronavirus pandemic period, not only the hackers, we the people, like the general people, absolutely unethical people, educated people, we are doing crime, knowing or unknowingly, in case of health sector.
So
We are giving the blame game. We are giving the blame game to doctors, nurses, brothers, support system providers, and also those who are the cyber security and the cyber experts, those who are giving the support. In Bangladesh, the IDCR, the central support information providing per day about our coronavirus infection. Sometimes the site also been hacked, or the site has been down by the corrupted people. They are educated, interestingly. All the cyber hackers, they are educated people. No uneducated people over there. No illiterate people over there, interestingly. And then also the academia, somehow, I guess, the IT experts, IT academician, I don't know. I cannot blame or claim. But sometimes I feel that Dr. Ftk Paul can address this profoundly, that are they involved with this? I don't know. With earning for better money in the name of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin all over the world, the scamming is going on.
yes, sir. This situation is everywhere, in particularly in developing countries, I believe. And this is showing every day's news that these things are going on in cyber security during this pandemic. Our expert from the data space security, as you know, data space security is the sponsoring body of this international conference. They're trying to design and develop the academic program like the certificate, diploma, postgraduate diploma, so that cyber security experts could create. Because in India and I believe also in Bangladesh, cyber security experts are limited. So I think this is the great time.
Yes.
So I would like to thank you for this your valuable speech. It is related to the technology and also related to your management. Since you are from the management school, you have nicely designed this technology and with this management. And obviously, our current situation of uncertainty of organizing committee of this international conference, I offer my sincere thanks, offer the gratitude to you, and I am thankful to you that on behalf of Crown University International, as you are from that part, you are the trustee member of that university and International Center for Curriculum and Research Development. I would like to thanks once again to you and your all the organizer of this conference. I will be happy if data space security team, the coordinator of this international conference, offer the token of appreciation to Sir Arif sir. If they are offered, that will be helpful for us.
My pleasure with you.
So the DSS team kindly offer this token of appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope the participants will join in the next sessions and also different paper presentation sessions on the IT and cyber. Great healer. Awareness and awareness.
For your delivery and your availability lecture of this session. So I request each and every participant form in order to get the certificate, because if we don't get the link filled by you, then we are unable to issue the certificate. So please remember this. After this lecture, you will get the feedback link at YouTube and also in this Google Meet. So kindly fill this very, very carefully. And this will be the last talk. This talk will be given by Sri Abhi Ratarthi. Abhi Ratarthi is a senior cyber security analyst. I hope Abhi Ratarthi sir is present over here. Abhi Ratarthi sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So a brief introduction by regarding Abhi Ratarthi. So Abhi Ratarthi sir is actually senior cyber security analyst from TCG Digital. You know, TCG Digital is one of the big IT sector company having different kind of business in different domains. So Abir Athati has deep expertise in cyber security and forensic, over 10 years of hands-on experience in network security, web security, cryptography, and he is a certified OSCP, that is the offensive cyber security expert, and also certified ethical hacker, CHFI from EC Council. He is also certified information systems auditor and completed ISO 27001 lead auditor program from different certified organizing body. He is also has expert in C, C++, Java, and completed a program also from IIT Kharagpur. Dr. Sri Atharthi has many published papers in IT security journals. He is very frequent in different televisions and newspapers regarding cyber security, cyber forensics. He has a technical reviewer of the book Beginning Ethical Hacking with Python, published from Apple Press, New York. So it is our great opportunity, because not only person from academia, not only person from different countries, and our organizing committee also from different countries, the team also different countries. He is also from industry. So academia and industry, both collaboration is very much important these days, because industry have many different exposure, which is reality is that in academics we don't have that much of applicability in current scenario. So I welcome on behalf of this international conference sponsored by the Data Space Security, organized by Srinivas University.
Thank you. I'm presenting my screen. Is my screen visible?
Not yet. I think it will come. It is coming.
Okay. So thank you, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you, Data Space Security, and thank you, Dr. PK Pal, for inviting me in these sessions. It's a great pleasure, definitely, to be here. And as we know, the time that we are passing across. So good afternoon to all of you, and hope you all are safe and secure. So I'm running out little bit out of time, because we got little bit late, and I have some another session. So I'll keep this session very in short, and any queries and all also after the presentation I will answer. So the main objectives, the goals for the computer forensic is to preservation, identification, extraction, documentation, and interpretation of recovered computer data. See, there are one important difference between hacking and forensic. So hacking is basically, pre, and forensic is post. Post means basically you are hacked. Now you want to do the root cause analysis. How did your data got breached? Whether it was a malware activities, or whether it was some internal employees activities. So who, when, what, why? All these answers we find it into this forensic area. So the major aim and objective is root cause of an event. Who was responsible for the event? To gather, process, store, and preserve evidence to support the prosecutions or culprits if deserved, and to determine the motivation and intent of the attacks. Like, what was the motivation of the attack? Why? If there may be internal employees, there may be disgruntled employees, and all. And to conduct the investigation in a manner that will stand up in legal scrutiny. See, this is one of the challenges area in forensic investigation that face. You have to collect, preserve the evidence in a manner that is forensically accepted in the court. Otherwise, culprit will not be prosecuted. Court will not accept your evidence. So if court doesn't accept your evidence, it's again of no use legally, in terms of legality. And then to introduce the evidence as a testimony in a court of law during a prosecution. That is also, so these are the, the main aim and objectives. So as I said, to collect the data in a forensical manner, number one, and major two is to preserve the evidence and produce the evidences in a court that is forensically accepted. So a forensic investigator performs majorly these tasks, evaluates and the damages of a security breach, identifies and recovers the data required for the investigation, extracts the evidence in a forensically sound manner. Okay, that is also an important part, because if you can't extract in a forensically sound manner, again it is of no use. Ensure proper handling of the evidence. So you have collected the evidence, you need to ensure that you are properly handling this evidence, making it tamper proof, unintentionally, of course. Act as a guide to the investigation teams and creates a report, documents the investigation required to present in a court of law. Also, reconstruct the damaged storage devices. In many of the cases, we find that the devices, the disks are damaged, bad sector has created, slack space has arrived, and all. So, reconstructing those damaged storage devices and collecting evidences and forensic artifacts from there, it's also job of an investigator, forensic analyst, and it's a very challenging job, I will say. And address the issue in a court of law, because when you produce these artifacts, evidences to the court, multiple questions will arise. Your lawyers from the prosecuted areas will arise, will come up with a lot of questions, and you have to validate those your proofs, your findings in a forensically accepted manner in a court. So these are the majorly tasks performed by a forensic investigator. So forensic team, what should contain? So who should be in a good legally corporate, or even say in case of law agencies, police, CBIs, if a proper forensic team should have an attorney, that is basically legal advice about the investigation, will provide you the legal advice, legal issues involved in the forensic investigation process. Then photographer, who will photograph the crime scenes, incident responder, incident analyzer. Incident responder is basically will be responsible for measures taken when an incident occurs, securing the incident area, that is another, and then collecting the evidence that is present in the crime scene. What he should do is that he should disconnect the system from other system to stop or spread the incident. This is a critical job for the incident responder. And for the incident analyzer, he will analyze the incident based on the occurrence, and he will examine the incident with regards to types, how it affects the systems, different threats, vulnerabilities associated with that, and all. And then incident examiner or investigator, he will basically examine the evidence acquired and sort out the useful evidence. Say you will be getting a lot of evidence, but from there, you have to sort out what are the evidences that is relevant for your investigation. And then documenter also you need, who will basically document all the evidences as the investigation processes. And expert witness. So he offers a formal opinion as a testimony in a court of law. That is what is expert witness. See, Preserving the electronic evidence requires these things: document the action and change observed in monitor, system, printer, and other electronic devices. Verify that the monitor is on or off or whether in the sleep mode. Take a photo of the screen if the computer is in the on state. Check the connection of the telephone, modem, cable, these all. Remove the power plug from the router or modem. These are the some of the immediate actions to preserve the electronic evidence you need to do. Keep the tape drive slots and power connector. Photograph the connections between computer systems and the related cables. Level every connector and cable connected to the peripheral devices. So these are a few things that an investigator needs to do to preserve the evidence. See, computer forensics, as you know, the types, I have listed few types of cybercrime. This is not the limited, or there may be child porn, breach of computer security, fraud, copyright violation, identity theft, narcotics investigations, threats, suicide, obscenity, homicide, maybe the n number of crimes that can happen. Now, see, when you talk about forensic data, two things comes. Only two types of hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You continue. No, you continue.
Continue.
Please continue.
So when I talk about the digital data, there are different types of digital data, but in case of forensic, majorly two types of data are in our interest. One is volatile data, another is non-volatile data. So volatile data is basically temporary information on digital devices. Like you see the RAM, data that is there into the RAM. Okay, and this requires a constant power supply for the volatile data to stay or to accumulate, to collect that data. So example, you can be system times, logged on users, like who has logged into open files. What are the files that are open? Because once you shut down, these evidences will go away. The network informations, process informations, process to port mapping. These all are volatile data. So a forensic investigator has to be very careful to collect these volatile data, because I have seen from my experience these volatile data contain a lot of key informations that can help to prosecute a criminal forensically as well as legally into the court. So, and the challenges that forensic investigator faces is that how to collect volatile data. Okay, so I'll you see the forensic is it's a vast. So within short span of time, it cannot be discussed like this way. But I'll give you some name of the tools and some brief outlines, so that later on you can study on those and you can have some idea, or you can learn yourself a little bit. And another type of data, as I talked about, is the non-volatile data. These are the permanent data stored in your secondary devices. This can be your hard disks, this can be memory cards, any other external devices and all. Okay, so examples can be, for non-volatile data, maybe hidden files. There are files, it becomes a very, challenging for an forensic investigator to find out the hidden files. Now, as you know, this process is continuous in the sense there is a crimes and new technology crime and some solution comes, and again some new technology comes to bypass that. So these are continuous. So as I said, the hidden files, swap files and all, there are technologies, like how you can hide the files and all, and how you can misguide the forensic investigator. That is not a part of the discussion over here, but that is also, those who are technically sound criminals, digital criminals, they basically, know how to misguide the forensic investigator and how to hide data forensically, so that even if you are using different types of tools, you cannot detect those. Okay, so these are also challenges. As I said, that this entire area is very interesting. And then index files, unallocated clusters, these all comes into your non-volatile data, or sometimes unused partitions, registry settings, event logs. These all will constitute your non-volatile data. Okay. See, in case of traditional forensic, what we do is basically we seize the hard disks or laptops, computers, and then we take image of that disks, and later on we do an offline analysis of that image. That is what is generally known as traditional forensics. Search and seizure and acquisition of the information. So how do you acquisite the information? You basically, through images. I'll come to the images, different types of images. That is also known as your disk duplication. Okay, and collection of random evidence. And then examination. This involves both manual and automatic investigations to acquire data. The stage aims to identify, extract the data in a forensically manner, and it may be from mailbox, it may be from your secondary devices, it may be CDs, pen drives, and all. And then finally the analysis. In this process of using identified data in a manner such that the action is performed on the computer was done by one or more individuals. See, you have to recreate the scene. When you do the analysis, you are basically recreating the scene, what the criminal tried to do. That scenario should come out from your analysis. Okay, so that is what is the analysis. Like, the stage involves browsing, what are the data you are querying, what are the sites he has visited, and all. And then you have to correlate all these data. One second. buddy. সেই আমার তো একটা সেশন চলছে, এর মধ্যেই লাইভ চলে যাচ্ছে, প্রতি রবিবার করে যাচ্ছে না। ঠিক আছে, আমার হয়ে গেছে।
Still not audible properly.
ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ,
Sir, Sir is talking with someone actually. He has received a phone call, that's why.
Sorry for the interruption. There was an urgent call. Actually, when you do work from home in the new normal, there are multiple challenges that we face.
I think sometimes more work is have to do, and more.
Yeah. More work you have to do. It's absolutely right, because there is no timing and all.
Yes, sir. Please continue. The session is very interesting. Please continue.
Thanks. And then finally is the reporting. The reporting is also another very important part. How you will report, because based on your reports, the court will take the decisions. Okay. So in live forensics, basically overscribe the shortcomings of the traditional forensics. So in live forensic, information available from live forensic are majorly your running processes, your network connections, memory like physical processes, what are the DLLs running, what are the processes running, their sub processes, and other state of items such as cache, logged on users, and systems. So challenges in acquiring RAM or Windows, is that any data that is stored into the memory will be lost when the machine is powered off. Always you have to remember this. I mean, as a forensic investigator. So volatile data resides in your registers, cache, RAM, etc. Okay. So the information that are collected from the volatile data, what type of, like system date and time, logged on users, and then process informations, network informations, your network status, where you have connected, what are your foreign connections, what are the ports open at this moment, these all. Then your clipboard content, that is also very important, and the comment history. So these, once the machine is powered off, these will go off, and the opened files. So that is why live forensics is basically challenging. And there are different types of RAM image. What we do is, there are some DOS comments that you can use, like netstat, time, date in Windows, and if it is for Linux, who am I, who PAS to find the processes. So these comments are already, we know these are common comments. Apart from these comments, it is better if you can catch the RAM image. So there are different types of image. I have just named over a few: DD image, IMG, AFF. DD is basically data dumper. It's a low-level copying of conversion of raw data. This is more widely used image format, DD image. And IMG, on deploying IMG image is also used using Memorize and Audit Viewer. It will provide a detailed view of each and every process. Okay, so the IMG image is also used, and another one is advanced forensic format. This image format is also used heavily. So now you can, now I've just briefed about the what type of the images, because when you will be coming, when you will be acquiring the image, you need to know what type of images you are acquiring, or the tools that are you are using to acquire the image, what types of image that tool supports. Because many of the cases, the tools through which you are acquiring the image cannot do the analysis. You need a separate tools for the analysis. Again, that separate tools for the analysis will support some separate formats of the image. So these, has to be matched. The image format has to be matched. Otherwise, you will have an issue. So WinAudit is a open source tools. It is widely used in the industry. It gives you Windows, running processes, memories. I think I am having all the running sets. These all it can on information system management. I think I may try to show you peripherals, registry. So you have said for the live registry keys on your system. The PS lockdown tools, you will be getting into that. Another thing is that Kane also you can use. These also Linux distro. Open source, some open source tools like Sans SIFT is widely used. This is also open source tool that you can use. You see, when you extract the image, this is very important what I'm telling now. When you extract the image integrated tools is also very important, because you have extracted the image. Now you might tamper, you might punch some other evidence and all. So once you collect the image, it is very important that you calculate the hash of the image and note it down, because later on this hash will be produced into the code. Okay, so there are calculate the hash. Rikuva is a freely available tools you can use, and some professional tools that we use, Ashes data recovery tools, Steeler data recovery. These are basically forensically data recovered tool. Use Rikuva. I have also seen that investigators, whenever there is a Linux systems investigators, Dix, Mondos, boot CD. Okay, let me run through the slides, then I will.
Yes, yes. You continue, sir. This is very important.
I hope you are not getting bored.
Academic and industry both. So you are from industry, so please continue, sir.
So you see, for forensic disk image creation, there is a tool that is widely used. You can use this. This is called Ftk Imager. So it's a free tool that creates disk image and then can be analyzed using autopsy and serial code. Note down the first line. So you create the image, but as I said, you need there is a chance that you may have different tools you need to use to analyze the image. So the different tools may be autopsy or sleuthkit. So we'll come about on that. But for Ftk Imager, it creates a perfect copies, forensic image, bit by bit copy of your drive. So enables analysis of files, folders, and local hard drives, even for the CDs, DVDs also. So just run through how you just install the Ftk Imager and open the Ftk Imager. It will look like screen like this, and then you go to create and disk image, and you see I have clicked on that, and then you need to select the sources. The sources can be your physical drive, logical drive, okay, or even it can be a folder, or even it can be a CD or DVD. So I've selected a drive, logical drive. As you can see, now I will add the destination path of the image that is going to be created from the forensic perspectives. Okay, it should be copied in a separate hard drive, and as I said, multiple copies of the original evidence needs to be created to avoid the loss of evidence. Okay. And you need to select the file format, image format, as I have just discussed about few of the formats. So raw DD is a bit by bit copy. Okay, so I have selected this raw DD, then smart E01, all these are there. Smart is a Linux format but not used nowadays. And E01 is basically image format that is used by another very widely used tool called NCAS. So I've seen the raw, and now add the details of the image. You give the case number, evidence number, and all. And finally, the destination of the image file where you want to save. And you need to click start, and remember to click the verify image after they are created, because this will, generate the hash, because hash generation is very important. As I said, to forensically prove in the code that the image that you have created has not been tampered in any way. So you have to wait for a few minutes. Maybe based upon the size, it might take 15, 20 or half an hour, and the image creation will be done. As you can see, the image creation has done and hash has been created. MD5 hash, SHA-1 hash. So we have created the image. Now we have to analyze.
I'm going to interrupt. Everyone, please fill the feedback link given in the YouTube and also in the Google Meet chat box. Please fill the feedback link. It is now given, the corrected feedback link. Sir, please continue.
So analysis of forensic. Now, as I said, you have now captured the image. Now you need to analyze it. So for analysis, there are many tools are available, but sleuthkit and autopsy are the widely open source used tools. I am majorly discussing over the open source tools because for forensic, many of the commercial tools are damn costly. So open source tools, SleuthKit you can use. It's a command line tool, and Autopsy also you can use. It's a GUI tool in the backend. Basically, the SleuthKit works. And another very widely used tools also there, that is Ncase, but it's a commercial tool. But it's also very good tools, and a lot of features are there in a single tools, starting from image capturing, analysis, and all. Okay. So when you analyze the tool, if I use the Autopsy, you need to select the input format. So input formats can be raw, DD, or whatever. Okay, and the reporting format, it will create a nice reports using HTML or Excel. No, Autopsy has many features, like multi-user cases, timeline analysis, keyword search. It can also extract what are the search you have made, what are the web artifacts, like what are the sites you have visited, and all. Then it can also do a registry analysis. Okay, it is a built-in tool called RegReaper to identify recently accessed documents and all. It does it through registry. I mean, the analysis is done through registry. Then link file analysis, email analysis, like, XIF is basically your image, camera, photograph analysis, file types analysis, media playback analysis. These all can be done using Autopsy. There are a lot of other features also, like thumbnail analysis, plus a lot of others, file type detection, signature of the file mismatch. Even it also supports your Android. It can extract data from your Android devices, SMS, call logs, contacts, these all. So this is, you can see the Autopsy is in action. We do not have much time, otherwise in a live session generally I show this how to use and run this. So there is another tool called volatility, that is also highly used for memory forensics, for the RAM. Volatility is a free and open source and well-known and popular tool for analysis of RAMs. And good thing is that it supports Windows, Linux, and Mac. So you can go to volatilityfoundation.org and you can get this tool. And as I said, for Windows, registry analysis is also very important. There are a lot of tools for registry analysis. The RegReaper is a good one, you can use. I have named few over, Shell Bug Explorer and all. Because the Windows tracks of your application software, activities, recently opened documents, and also registry analysis is very, very important, and it has to be learned properly. And then, in a typically corporate environment, you need to do the network analysis also. Like, for example, in which router it was connected, which network, which VLAN. So you can use these tools called Wagshark and Network Application Forensic Toolkits, Network Miners. These tools are widely used tools, freely available. Okay. And for mobile forensics, these are commercial tools. You can use Celebrite. It's a widely used tools. It collects data from your mobile phone, SIM card, SD card, GPS devices, and all. Another good tool is Forensic, Oxygen Forensic. There is also good tools that you can use, to bypass the screen locks, acquire data from cloud services, cloud storage. Okay, and a lot of other features are there for mobile forensics. Some other tools, forensic tools also, you can use VMs like, SANS SIFT workstations, OS forensic. Kali Linux also already has some built-in forensics tools. And then SleuthKit we have already discussed. And the last one is Kane, computer-aided investigation environment. This is also freely open source tools. It's entirely in OS. You can use this. And for the log analysis in a typically corporate forensics, you need to do the log analysis also. You can use log parser, Windows event log analysis, and Apache Scarp also you can use log analyzer for Apache web servers. And for Windows log events, you can use this EVTX Explorer. Okay, because log analysis is also important. There are other some tools called, Process Hackers is also multi-purpose tools that helps you to monitor system resources. Starts with the wrong parent process. It's basically you can also use for malware analysis, malware forensics. Okay. A bit screenshot of the Process Hacker. For bulk extractor, you can use this, scans a disk image file directory and extract information. You can also use this bulk extractor. Explico is open source network forensics tools that also you can use. Password stored into your web browser, if you want to see, you can use this. You can go to needsoft.net and you can get a lot of tools like that, wireless keys and all. Thank you. I will accept any questions if you all have.
Krishnapasad sir.
Yeah.
Krishnapasad sir, please check the chat box and inform to the speaker regarding the question.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for a nice session from your side with the various tools options available for but presently when many and in such cases where there is no accessibility of
actually your data voice was not clear. I couldn't hear anything.
Can you hear, sir?
Yeah, now clear.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thanks for a wonderful session from your side.
Pleasure.
My question is that when many of the services these days are being offered in, so how can we use these kind of tools on the cloud systems where there is no accessibility for such kind of systems for doing the activity?
When you go for cloud forensic, you have limited options. Okay, it's not like that you cannot do.
Yeah.
Limited option in the sense, even for VFPT also you have limited options because cloud is not based upon your subscription types, SaaS or PaaS. Not everything is in your control. Okay, and frankly, in many of the cases I have seen, they do not encourage to do the forensic. They can only encourage to do the forensic in your VM only.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So if this is for your VMs also, so in that case, based upon your operating system, you can use these sort of tools that I have just discussed.
So that means we have limited options to do forensic on cloud-based systems.
Yeah. Limited option in this, as long as it is in your purview, as long as you are doing it.
What I'm telling is that in many of the cases, business enterprises will be depending on cloud service providers.
Yeah.
In such case, no one can trust even the service providers also in these days. So if something goes wrong, someone want to do some forensic on their systems. So that is a challenge.
That is a challenge, and generally they won't allow. What I have seen is that if you're talking about AWS or Azure, they have pretty good forensic experts and incident responder. So if you request, they give pretty good analysis. I have seen.
Okay.
This is if you raise the ticket and all, and they will ask for few mail exchange will be done, and they will ask for the detailed analysis, and they already have a pretty good forensic investigator and incident analyst I have seen, and their reply is pretty good, satisfactory also.
Okay.
So,
But these people have to be authorized by judiciary systems also, I think.
Yeah. Those are authorized based on your region-wise local law agencies and courts.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
and another question. So, sir is from Abhi sir. For your information, the recent question was asked by Professor Subramania Bhatt. He is the professor and also organizing secretary of this international conference.
Okay.
So another question is from it's little different question. He is asking that different countries have different internet speed. Can we go for a law in which the same internet speed can be possible? It's a question like this.
I think it is difficult to go for a common law with the same internet speeds because it depends on your country to country infrastructure and country to country, legalities. So I think it is difficult to have come all the internet speeds in a common platform because the economic infrastructures, telecommunication infrastructures are not same in all countries.
Okay. Another question is asking if a criminal commits a crime by the spoofing the IP address and MAC address, how can caught the criminal?
See, spoofing IP address is a very challenging thing. So, if it is you are using some proxy chain where multiple routing or you are routing your traffic to multiple countries, it becomes a very difficult to trace, and this is the reason why most of the criminals are not getting caught. But having said that, of course, in many of the cases, I have also faced these sort of situations. And when it goes to police, if they can approach to other countries where you have traced the IPs diplomatically and citing the seriousness of the criminal offense, I have seen that the countries cooperate.
Okay. So I have one question from my end. Since I am from IT, but I am also working on education policies. So in that process, I am also working on IT education policies. So I have seen this manpower in the IT sector, especially the security sector, is very limited. The skilled person and knowledgeable person. As far as I know, only one papers are there in the master's, graduation, and post-graduation program, like the computer networks. So it is very difficult to get the security expert from this program. So in recent days, even I am seeing the network technology, even simple network technology master's degree are coming. The UG, PG degree are coming on network and sometimes IT security, IT forensic. So what is your opinion as an industrial expert that industry, how they are seeing their expertise on that particular degrees? And if someone from other background, how in IT security or in cyber security and forensic they can enter into the career? So I have this question to you as an educationalist, if you have answer for this.
Thanks for the question. It's pleasure. See, as I said in earlier sessions also, and I keep on saying in other sessions, seminars, workshops also that, see, I personally have seen there is a huge demand for technically sound cybersecurity professionals. And at the same time, I have also seen many of the students are misguided because they didn't get the proper guide, where to go, what to learn, and all. So having said that, I'll say that demand, there is a very good demand for cybersecurity professionals. And the sector is majorly divided into many areas. Common areas is one, those who want to come to the audit line, that comes into how you will network, secure your network, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing. That is another scope. Another scope is that we have discussed today is the computer forensic, digital forensic. This also has a wide scope, since throughout the world, globally, along with India, we are getting highly digitized. And as we are getting digitized, there will be digital crimes are increasing, and no proper trained, or there is extreme lack of proper trained good people who have the sound knowledge on forensics, cybersecurity audit, ethical hacking, and all. So if you can start a course on university degrees, that will be a very hot cake. But you have to keep the industry peoples in the loop, so that students get actual tools, techniques, and procedures that is actually followed in the industry. But at the same times, all the theoretical knowledge, background, algorithm which are required to create those tools, of course, should be come from the professors like you and all.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So it's, I think the syllabus and curriculum we need to modify. Being an executive secretary of International Center for Curriculum and Development, I believe the curriculum of the Indian universities also need to change and also need to revise. And I think it is also same to the other developing countries also. We need to include the industry certification like the OSCP, CCNA, CCQ into the syllabus. So any question from the audience in Google Meet, they can directly come to the question on your microphone.
That many of my friends have got ransomware from downloading IDM or such things. They just have reached the websites from Google search and they were the top results there. And sir, what measures have been taken and for the trustability of these search engines, that whenever they search these generic apps, they get into a site and download the content and they get malwares like ransomware and similar stuff.
See, the protection as usual for the ransomware, any attachment you download, you must scan and all. And first thing is that you use a VM, and by using a VM, you minimize your chance, of getting attacked to your main host system. And second thing, of course, you use a very good antivirus and all. And whatever attachment you download, you scan properly, and always take a backup of the data. That is the important, because you want to avoid from ransomware. For the home users and all, data backup is the one and only solutions. And of course, I'll say to avoid visiting in those sites and avoid using torrents and all. Okay.
Okay. So over to Dr. Krishna Prasad sir for the vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you, sir. I thank Shri Abir Atharthi for delivering a talk on cyber forensic tools and techniques. In a small interval of time session, you covered all important topics of your title. You enlightened the session with your knowledge and experience. Once again, I thank on behalf of Srinivas University, Crown University, and Data Space Security Private Limited for your wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I am sharing my screen for the certificate of appreciation to you. So kindly accept this certificate if it is visible. It is visible, sir.
Yeah, it is visible. I accept the certificate. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is a great pleasure for us. And so now I want to say to the academic and researcher available over here that tomorrow we will start the session from 9:55 onwards, because we have 3 lectures tomorrow, very good lectures, and we have person from the management, from the IT, from the industry, all who are related to the ICT and cybersecurity. Tomorrow we will have Sushil Sharma. He is the Associate Dean in Ball State University, USA. So everyone should join in 9:55, and tomorrow's feedback links will be different. And today only 2-hour session from 10 a.m. to 12 at the noon. After that, the paper presentation will be done. As convener sir said, we have received around 90 such papers, but we are going to select only about few papers.
42.
So we will have different session after 12 p.m. But participants no need to enter into that. Only for 2 hours lecture session tomorrow need to join. So on behalf of this international conference, on behalf of Srinivas University, on behalf of Crown University International, and on behalf of the Data Space Security, I congratulate everyone for getting more knowledge, and I hope tomorrow we will get more knowledge from the esteemed expert and dignitaries. So I offer my sincere gratitude all the speakers present over here, all the experts available here, like the Chancellor Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, Patron, Chief Patron, Convener, Co-Convener, and also the speaker like Sondip Poddar Sir, Professor Arif Sir, and Sri Abhi Atassi Sir for enlightening us and give us so many knowledge in the field of ICT, cyber security, and cyber forensics. With hope, we are ending this program for today, and tomorrow we'll meet. Please stay safe and be careful in this uncertain period. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.